Hello everybody, how you doing? Hope you had a great week. Welcome back to another week of gaming news. Let's jump right into this sucker. Apparently Nintendo is not going to be showing their next console E3 this year, which is kind of cool and interesting. I guess lately they decided to say, hey, we're making a new console, but we're not ready to show it to you yet. So apparently we're looking at a 2016 reveal day, probably next E3, I think is what they're saying. E3 next year, which means it probably won't even come out next year, the next Nintendo console. We'll see what happens with that. The one thing that's kind of sucks though is that Zelda got delayed, and if what I read about before was Nintendo had planned to do Twilight Princess for the GameCube as a launch title or something, and they delayed it, and then later released it with the Wii and the GameCube at the same time, if I remember that story right. So it seems like they might be wanting to do that with the next Zelda game, who knows. But anyways, Nintendo will not be showing their next console this year at E3. They will be at E3, but they won't be showing their next console that they're working on. Next bit of news, Neverwinter has actually been a pretty good success on the Xbox. They've got 92,000 people that have reached level cap since the launch. It's only been 2 months. Well, actually, not even 2 months yet, not even a full 2 months. It's been 6 weeks, and they've already got, almost 100,000 people level capped, which is pretty freaking cool. 3 million characters have been created. So, not a big comparison there of how many characters have been created and how many people have reached level cap, but that's pretty cool. And it's a good game. It's a pretty good game. It's neat, it's worth trying, but their free-to-play model kind of sucks, which I'll get into in just a second here, because there's also news of Wildstar might be going free-to-play. Apparently somebody found in the database of Steam that there will be a free-on-demand version of Wildstar, which is basically a free-to-play game. So this isn't confirmed or anything. This is kind of in the background, which sometimes this doesn't happen. Like it usually happens almost every time this kind of stuff shows up in the database. It's inevitable and it happens, but we don't know when this will happen. We don't know if it'll happen for sure. But I mean, I think at this point we can expect it to, which kind of sucks. Wildstar is also a really cool game, beautiful game. It's got a lot of style, really cool. I played it. I don't remember how many hours I put into it. I got to around level 15-ish or something, maybe 10, 15, I don't know. But at that point where I was playing Wildstar, I was playing it to check it out. Very cool game, but I kind of got out of MMOs. I would like to get back into them. I often think about returning to many of my favorite MMOs. DC Universe Online being one of them. That's one of my favorite games ever. But also World of Warcraft and Neverwinter, which I'm installing the patch right now again. I keep patching it and then not playing it really. Even Star Trek Online, just all the MMOs, they're really good games. And Wildstar has great style. It's a beautiful game. So it'd be cool to see if maybe free-to-play would make it, just bring it a little bit more success. That would be nice. And the weird thing about it is Wildstar came out. To me, I saw all this happen. Like, I saw it go down. I was playing World of Warcraft. I quit World of Warcraft after like 6 years. 5 to 6 years. I think it was 6 years. Anyways, and I started trying out different games. And I looked into free-to-play because I didn't want to pay a sub, and I just wanted to play some different games. So I played everything. I played like, for 2 years, 2 full years, I played like every free-to-play game that I could possibly get my, I just played everything. I played them all. And I was also in the forums discussing, this stuff, free-to-play and all that stuff. And it seems like at this point, people expect MMOs to be free-to-play. They expect them to be free-to-play, and that's not cool, especially since, in my experience, MMOs are worth paying for if they have a sub, if you enjoy the game. As long as you enjoy it, what you're paying for, it's worth it. If you enjoy the game, I don't know. I get it. Paying a sub, sucks, but so what? Nobody complains about paying a sub for Netflix, right? You know what I mean? Or something that they enjoy using, and they use it a lot. So if you play a game a lot and you enjoy it a lot, pay for it. Just freaking pay for it if you can, of course. So the thing about that is, you take a look at Neverwinter, which is a great game. It's really freaking cool. I always say at least try it, but the free-to-play model sucks. It is the worst free-to-play model I have seen. And there are some bad ones out there. Like just the Neverwinter, the pricing on the expansions, the pricing on the classes that you don't get for free, is ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's like, I would rather pay a sub than pay with their free-to-play model. I'm not even kidding. I would rather pay a subscription than buy the crap that they sell. Maybe it's just me, but it's ridiculous. But that's it. Like, again, Neverwinter is, you know, try it, play it, check it out because it's a good game. Wildstar, same thing. If it does go to free-to-play, give it a shot. It's a beautiful game, really cool. Let's see, Overwatch gameplay, actual full matches. There were like little bits of gameplay before. I didn't realize this, or I didn't see it. Apparently wasn't big in the news, or I completely missed it somehow. There were some interviews, there were some discussions and panels that they showed off some gameplay with and stuff. But now there are two, apparently I assume they're going to release one a day, so there might be one today as well. But so far, over the past 2 days, they released a full 10-minute match of the Monk gameplay, which looked really cool. I thought it was really weird that the Monk was a ranged class, but I love the animations because as he's doing his little ranged attacks, it looks like kind of like a monkish melee attack, like how monks would do melee attacks in their regular monk melee games, but as a ranged attack instead. So I thought that was kind of neat. It was interesting. And then there's also the healer gameplay that's been out, and that was kind of boring to me. I mean, like, I think it'll be cool because I usually love to heal and all that kind of stuff. But I wrote an article about this talking about how, you know, I was really interested in Firefall's healing, and I never got into Team Fortress 2. But when I played Firefall, all I was doing was spamming the heal beam the whole time, you know, and that's just like as cool as it is to play a support class, because I love playing support. I love, you know, keeping people going and stuff, but it's just not very fun spamming one single like beam of heals all over the place, you know. I didn't like it. So, but I will definitely try it out in Overwatch. You can check out a couple of my articles if you want, or you can just look it up at Germaximus.com. You can go check out the articles that I wrote about Overwatch. They're very new over the past couple of days. Next bit of news, we have Rainbow Siege 6 releases on October 13th. They had a really crappy trailer, but it was like basically just a release date trailer. That's all it was. So they showed the artistic stuff, which is neat, but it's just a bad trailer overall. But it releases October 13th. Let's see, next bit of news. Testers that had leaked upcoming Gears of War Remastered images and video, their Xbox account got banned, and their Xbox One won't work at all. They can't use their Xbox One until Microsoft feels like letting them use their Xbox. It's a major deal. Them NDAs, especially in like, you know, it doesn't seem like such a big deal when it's like a free-to-play beta kind of a thing. They're putting it in closed beta. They have this NDA, and you know, it's not like a major title or anything, even though it does matter. It matters. They have NDAs for a reason. It's just, this is a bigger one. This is Gears of War. So this is basically at this point, they're not going to random people. They didn't let people sign up for this. This isn't people on the internet signing up to get into Gears of War, you know, beta. This isn't what happened. These are people testing it, getting paid to test it, and leaking that stuff. So that's why it's such a big, you know, come down on them. Their Xbox account was banned, and their Xbox One will not work. It's pretty funny. Now, this is also something that one of the articles was saying. I think it was Kotaku probably. But they're saying, we didn't even know Microsoft could actually disable your Xbox One. And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know. Actually, I'm not surprised. I'm not the tiniest bit surprised. Not at all. I'm not the tiniest bit surprised they can do that. So yeah, they can. Microsoft, if they want, if they want to ban your account. But again, this is an extreme case. It's not like they're going around stopping regular players' Xboxes from working. These are people that they hired and they pay to test their game, and they're under NDA. They have a contract not to go share this stuff. You know, it's a contract. They're paid and they're under contract. So yeah, at least they're not suing them. You know what I mean? Because they probably could sue them. They could take all their money, destroy their lives. Like, who knows? I don't know. But anyway, so that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Alright, let's see. Next bit of news. Splatoon testing. There'll be another global Testfire again on May 23rd, 1 hour. This past Testfire that they did was for over 2-day period, but 3 hours. I think it was Friday night was 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I believe. Saturday was 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then 12 noon to 1 p.m. That was 2 days for 3 hours, 3 different little shifts to go to check out the Testfire, you know, Splatoon. And I believe Splatoon launches on the 29th of this month. So if you're still unsure about it and you missed the past testing, they're going to do it again, 1 hour and the servers will probably be ready because on Friday night the servers took a little bit to get in, and then Saturday got in instantly. Both, or no, I didn't do it at 5 a.m. in the morning, so I don't know. But they're testing the servers out, and you should be able to get in. If you didn't get to play it before, go download it on your Wii, man. You boot up your Wii, and you should find it right away. There was a main menu, like as soon as I booted up my Wii and I had my gamepad, it's like Splatoon Global Testfire, download now, and I was like, okay, sure. It's really easy. If you don't find it there, try in the eShop, look for Splatoon, make sure you're not pre-ordering it, and look for the actual Global Testfire thing. Should be easy to spot. That will be at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. PST and PDT are different. I just found this out yesterday. I hate time zones. I hate daylight savings time. I'm just like, ugh. So Pacific Daylight Time. Yeah, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the 23rd. And I'll be there. I'll play it again. I look forward to playing. I enjoyed my time in it. If you missed my last week's gaming news, I did at the end of the gaming news because it was a short, not much news happened last week. I got into some impressions. I talked about what I liked about the game, what I thought about it, and stuff like that. Final bit of news: Oculus Rift PC requirements have been revealed, and they're not major, but they do require like a newer video card, something that came out in the past couple months. I believe this came out in the past couple months. Could be 3 to 4 months at the most, I think, but it's fairly new. It's the NVIDIA GTX 970 is what the Oculus requirement requires. Like, that is the minimum. That's like, we need you to have a GTX 970. Not a major deal, but it is, something newer. It also requires an i5-4590 equivalent or greater, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It requires an HDMI 1.3 video output. And so, like, no VGA, no whatever. Possibly if you use splitters, I don't really know. But they were very specific about the HDMI requirements, so I don't know. It also requires 2 USB 3.0 ports. 2 of them. 2 3.0 USB ports, like, not just one USB, but 2 turbos, and Windows 7 or higher. So yeah, it's not major. And one thing I thought was interesting and kind of funny was they were saying how, like, the specs will never get higher. They're never going to require you to upgrade your PC parts to use the Oculus Rift. While that may be true, the games will. Games are going to stop needing upgrades. I'm sitting here trying to think, like, well, what if a game requires 2 Titans, just for example, this, whatever, and, the Oculus Rift only requires a GTX 970. How exactly do they come up with that? Like, oh, you don't have to upgrade to play that game on our Oculus Rift. We're somehow going to magically downgrade the game so you can play it on the Oculus. So, so I thought that was a little silly of them to say. Not, like, in a stupid way, just like, come on, let's be realistic. It doesn't matter if your Oculus Rift doesn't require an update, like, the games will. And at the same time, if the game requires that, how does the Oculus Rift not need to be updated? You know what I mean? Like, how are they not going to need to patch it and do some kind of tweak to it to perform with newer games that require more out of a PC, out of a system? So it's just weird to me that they said that at all. I don't think they should have said that, but maybe they're right. I can't imagine that really working that way, but hey, whatever, man, maybe it will. Anyways, that is the gaming news over the past week. That was it. I believe I have more to say, but I'm exhausted, really, and I'm still getting used to my new work schedule, and it's not even going to be what I thought it was going to be after the initial period. I'm getting used to my new work schedule, which is going to be changing again very soon. So, anyways, thanks for joining me, guys. Let me know what you think of all the news. Let me know if I missed anything that you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.